Elegance, affordability, Chinese WACOM. This is the Huion? Huh. I don't really know. Huion Kamvas GT-191, or maybe Huion because it's Chinese. I don't know. Hello and welcome to Dirty Desk Review. And today we have the Huion Kamvas GT-191, which sells for the price of $499 US, which means you can buy one and a half of these for the price of one WACOM CINTIQ 13HD. And you are probably thinking that it's too good to be true. Well, let's find out. The 191 has a 19.5-inch display with 1920 by 1080 resolution, but it seems to be noticeably wider and looks washed out compared to my other displays. And you would need to have something like NVIDIA control panel to change settings like gamma, because there's no option to adjust it in their menu. So if you are a photographer and you're looking to buy this tablet, I'd recommend you to have another monitor just to check the color accuracy, like me. And I've also been using the tablet for about 4 hours now, and it gets a little bit warm. Now let's test the performance and play with it a bit. 191 boasts 8092 levels of pressure sensitivity, and despite what everyone is saying, you can actually somewhat feel the difference compared to a tablet with only 2048 levels of pressure sensitivity. The screen protector that they provided for free has this rough texture feel like when you draw on paper. Now I actually like it more now that it's rough, but some reviewers say that they like a smoother and more gentle experience. So you can always just remove the screen protector if you don't like it. The pen is surprisingly almost the same weight as Wacom CINTIQ's, even though it's a rechargeable pen. You don't really need to charge it that much, I think, as I have been using the pen now for 4 days and I haven't really charged it yet. Now there's quite a bit of gap or parallax there. This parallax also exists in the older CINTIQs, but it's not that noticeable compared to the 191s. I don't know about the new CINTIQs, but having a big parallax seems to be an issue with larger tablet monitors. I also did a line test to see if the strokes are jagged whenever you draw slowly. My hands are obviously a little bit shaky, making my strokes flimsy, so the obvious course of action here is to use a ruler. And now that we see it with a stable stroke, we can see the diagonal lines on the 191 are a bit jagged as compared to the 13HD. I don't know if this is also because of the size of the thing, but Intrigues like the Surface Pro 4 also has this problem. Maybe the jagged lines are caused by the lack of tilt sensitivity, because the Surface Pro 4 also doesn't have one. But that seems to be a little far-fetched. There is no tilt functionality, so if you are using any brushes that uses tilt, it won't work here. There's also no side keys, so if you have gotten used to both of those functions, then you will certainly have to adjust. Not me though, since I don't really use both of them. The only real issue I have here is that there is a pen offset because of the huge parallax, and this is a huge turnoff for me. But enough about that, and let's actually try to draw something and discuss whether or not the 191 is worth it if you already have an older and smaller Cintiq. I tried using this with Paint Tool Sai, but it's not really working with it. I haven't really contacted Huon about it because I want to review it without changing anything software related. And do take note that I am just an entry-level illustrator, so whatever comes out of this is not in any way related to the performance of the 191. Maybe just a little bit. Now, is the tablet worth it? For a product that's been released in 2017, uh, maybe. But for the price and quality, it's a definite yes. I think they actually made this one for schools. So the art students can actually experience drawing in a tablet monitor and the schools don't have to pay that much. Does the tablet feel cheap? Not at all. It actually feels more expensive than its price, but if you are going to compare it to Wacom, then yes. Is it an upgrade from the Wacom Cintiq 13HD? Of course. When you experience something this big, it's hard to go back, even if the other one has a better color. Now, will I use this instead of my older Wacom Cintiq 13HD? Of course. Despite all the downsides I have pointed out, it's a good product. Plus, I bought it, so I kinda don't have a choice. If you have reached this part of the video, then I hope I helped you decide on whether to buy the product or not. Once again, this is the Huion Kamvas GT-191.